Mother Teresa once said, "If we have no peace, it's because we have forgotten that we belong to each other." Mother Teresa was talking about having peace with someone. I think this is such an impactful message. Having peace with someone can be such an amazing feeling. I have come to find that I have this with my mother. I have never been more connected to someone in my life. My mom and I, we have been connected since day one, and we have literally so much in common. We have such a strong emotional connection with each other. I am here to talk to you about the amazing and strong connection that I have created with my mother from day one until now. Starting with our shared beginning. So, when I was a kid, I really didn't understand our shared connection that we had from the beginning. But my mom went through a lot when she had me. So she would have been the senior year, the summer before her senior year, she had me as a 17-year-old in high school. And my dad was just going off to high school, to college, 8 hours away in the UP. So it's got to be a really difficult thing as a mother to go through all of that. I truthfully couldn't imagine, and I can never repay for what my mom has done for me. But my mom also went through a lot while she was in high school. Not only was it very difficult to raise a kid, and it affected the people around her, her family, but the people at school to her were not very nice. She went through a lot. Like, one time she got pushed down the bleachers by these guys, and they screamed words at her, like whore and hoe, at her because she had a kid. But my mom went through all of that for me, and it's very revealing, and not necessarily like happy, but just a nice feeling knowing that my mom put up through all of that for me. She also graduated high school early because of me, so she had to go through that too, but just some difficult things that were all for me, and that makes my mom such an important person to me from the beginning. Not only did she do all that for me, my mom and I are very, very alike. I have never been more similar to someone in my life. My mom and I, we have the same favorite shows, being Friends and Dawson's Creek, and with that, we have the same sense of humor, so we laugh at the same kind of jokes, and we both get really invested to characters in TV shows, so we'll watch the TV show, it'll come to an end, we'll get really upset because we just invested all our time into this TV show, and then we'll do it all over again. I have watched countless TV shows with my mother, and I'll do it again. Both of our favorite sports are cross country, so both of my parents, they ran cross country while they were in high school, and me being the 6th grader that I was, I wanted to be just like my parents, and I absolutely fell in love. I have been running cross country for the past 7 years, and I'd do it again. I wholeheartedly enjoy running. During cross season, that's all we talk about at our family, and my little brother just joined cross, that's one more person who talks about it with us, and it's a really good environment for a cross country runner. The thing that we have shared the most important to me has to be our shared faith, which connects us on a spiritual level. Both of my parents, they're Christians, so they wanted to raise me in the church, and I became very passionate about it very fast, which caused us to have that connection there, and the communication, because we do Bible study as a family, and we talk about it, and it connected to me and my mom really fast, because as a parent, if you want your kid to grow up like that, and knowing that they became passionate about it really fast, has to be a really revealing feeling. Not only that, we have a shared emotional connection. So I can look at my mom, and I know, yeah, she had a bad day. I can tell strictly by her body language, and she can do the same for me. The best one for her, the worst one for me is, she can look in my eyes and she knows if I'm guilty, but it also makes it easier because when I need to get something off my chest, her knowing that I'm guilty makes me just say, oh, I gotta tell her anyway because she's gonna find out, and it makes it easier because she knows right away, and it's a really strong connection there. And my mom has always been there for me through everything that I go through. The biggest one that I can remember was when I was in 4th and 5th grade. So I was really bullied back in elementary school. I would be at recess, and there would be 10 guys pushing me on the ground and not let me get up for the entire recess, or they'd throw basketballs in my head the entire time, or they'd take my name and change it to some modified version because they thought it was funny and it'd humiliate me. It actually made me really hate my name when I was in middle school. Another thing they did was, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the cheese touch. So if I touched someone back then, they would call it the Malachi touch, and they try to get rid of it through the entire day. And then I'd go home, I'd cry about it to my mom, but she was there for me through every single part of that, and I can never repay that. Through all of it, my mom was there. It was hard for me, but I know as a parent, that has to be very hard for you to see your kid go through that, and I never want to see my kid go through that, but she was there for me the entire time when I was going through that. shared aspect of life. It's a true way to make a bond with someone. For me, I have done this with my mother. My mom completely turned her entire life upside down for me the summer before her senior year. Both of our new beginnings are something I could never repay. I'm definitely my mom's kid. We have so much in common interests, from our love to going on a run to us being extremely passionate about our faith. My mom can tell everything when it comes to me. If I've had a bad day, she knows literally by my body language, and she knows if I'm guilty by my eyes. But it also makes it easier. Having her there is the most comforting feeling I have ever had in my life. It's why I will never forget that I belong to my mother.